Thank you, Nick. Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon.
Alaikum salam.
I stand here on behalf of not just the Bahraini community, but in particularly on behalf of the Shia community of Scotland, to show you that as a nation of Muslims, we stand united against the uprisings that have taken place in the Middle East, Libya and elsewhere. But first of all, I want to take just a few minutes to give thanks to a number of people who have been involved with organizing this demonstration here today. I offer my contribution in a minute, but first of all, I express my thanks and gratitude to the various people who have worked so hard in the last few days to make today's event possible. The Stop the War team, the Stop the War team, the Shia Islamic centers and the various mosques of Glasgow and the many volunteers, including the Brothers of Egypt and Libya. I also extend my gratitude to the Chief Constable and his team who have been so cooperative and understanding despite the very short notice that they were given for today's event. I also take this opportunity of thanking Councillor Shaukat Butt for his assistance for coordinating with the police on our behalf. But most of all, I thank each and every one of you for being here today at this great event in unison with your solidarity for the oppressed people of the Middle East and their struggle for democracy. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna lillahi wa inna lillahi raji'un. Verily, we are from Allah, and unto Him is our return. Leaders of the free world have a moral duty to condemn the brutal regime of Libya and provide their assistance to end this massacre in which the colonel, the butcher of Libya, has already killed thousands of innocent people who have committed no crime but to stand up against their basic right of freedom. We call on the free world to do justice for the sake of justice itself and not for their vested interest in Libya and elsewhere for economic reasons. Help end the mass killings by this madman. Help find the thousands who have gone missing and imprisoned for speaking against the regime. People like Imam Musa Sadr, a most respectable Muslim scholar of the Shia world, who along with two others has been missing since his visit to Libya to meet with the Gaddafi in 1978. And elsewhere in the region, where the people have shown their courage and their determination to stand up against their governments, must also be supported and encouraged and helped to set up the democratic system in each of their relevant countries. By the will of the people and the help of Allah, superpowers take note that the political arena of the world is changing for the better, and that this region and the world will not remain in their clutches anymore. The people have spoken, the people have awakened, they have stood up, they have now destinies, they have masters of their own destinies. The people are no longer willing to be sold out to the Americans and other superpowers. The people will no longer be deceived and divided. Let us salute the courage and determination of the people of Egypt, Bahrain, Yemen, Algeria, Tunisia, and wherever they will rise next. Let us honor their bravery by sending out our support to them. Let the Shia stand shoulder to shoulder with the Sunni, and let the Christian stand shoulder to shoulder with the Muslim and unite themselves. And let them unite themselves against the double standards of their leaders and the superpowers who control their leaders. At this juncture, let me say that while the Muslim Ummah is busy fighting amongst themselves whether to fold or not to fold their hands for Salah. The enemies of Islam are planning to cut them. I mentioned a very valuable saying in my speech on Tuesday, last Tuesday here, saying that Imam al-Hussein mentioned that death with honor is better than a life of humiliation. It is this very saying which was the foundation of his stand against the tyrant of his time. And his saying is still fresh and valid today and carries the same inspiration which led the companions to jihad, whether it was in Uhud, Badr or in Karbala. This saying is the absolute principle of a people's fight against oppression and tyranny of the wicked rulers over them. The fight for freedom, this fight for freedom is true jihad. Let us honor the shaheed, the martyrs of recent weeks, by reciting this verse of the Quran. And reckon not those who are killed in Allah's way as dead. Nay, they are alive and are provided sustenance from their Lord. Although they have been slain, their sacrifices will live forever in the hearts and minds of free people everywhere. Their martyrdom is a light that will never fade. Assalamu alaikum, ya shahada.